Two yachts, two thoughts, oh, living la vita loca. Oh, hey. Well, welcome back. Listen, hey, kill that wind effect. Yes, sir. Bring it in, family. Listen, first off, the sponsor of our show today, a fudster in the comments who got destroyed. We're going to make him famous today. This is always a video for the family. This is also just for anybody that thinks they're going to come into this space and just be talking trash and have no backup or no proof. You know, we like discussion, we like debates, but we don't just like emotional chatter. You know what I mean? But nonetheless, let's get down to it. We're going to start off with a clip from Fox. Basically, going over perspective of where they're kind of acting shocked that the Fed is probably going to do another Fed rate hike. I'm like, guys, Jay Powell has told you what he's doing. This is why people miss out on trading, and they make it too hard because people don't want to listen. Hey, he said what he's got to do. There's no way to not raise interest rate. There's not been anything solved. I'm still just be shocked that people are like, oh yeah, it's all right, good. All right, we can pause now. Pause now. What are you talking about? They have not stopped inflation. What are you talking about? Hey, the price of eggs, what are you talking about here? Hey, maybe y'all in a different realm. They about to stop nothing. But nonetheless, let's get down in our clip. Like I said, we got some interesting information with our AMC stock. And again, the fudster that'll be sponsoring our show today is going to get a little stomping on. So let's get down to it, baby. Let's go. Let's go.
With us. He happens to have a British accent. He is astonished at what we're coming up with here in America.
It's a lot of yelling.
Let me turn this thing up for my boy Jay Clark.
Octavio Marenzi.
Hold up. Got to turn this thing up for my boy Jay Clark here. All right. Let's do this again.
On the set with us. He happens to have a British accent. He is astonished at what we're coming up with here in America.
It's a lot of yelling.
The gentleman's name is Octavio Marenzi.
What
and
time
he's a
did you wake
financial
up?
kind of guy. He covers the stock market.
He was up at 3.
He was up at 3.
But
Take that, Scarborough.
I'm on London time, so it's very easy
Exactly, you see, exactly. We're Americans. We have a heart here, okay? All right,
All
Octavio,
right,
you
he's
are
like,
a financial
yeah.
professional.
Anyways.
What's the Fed going to do next?
Well, I think it's just going to sit and wait for a while, and in the hopes that inflation goes down, and then a lot of market participants are expecting to actually cut interest rates again and sort of boost the markets. But I think that's a bit of sort of mindless optimism. I don't think the Fed is going to be able to do that.
Thank you.
Core inflation is still
He's always a man with a bald head.
The core inflation really hasn't changed for a year. We're still at the same level we were over a year ago. It hasn't really come down. So I think the Fed's hand is going to be forced later on this year. They're going to actually have to resume increasing interest rates.
Whoa, that's a very negative for the market. That's a negative forecast.
That's a negative forecast for the market, certainly. And it's a negative forecast for bank stocks that have come under so much pressure, particularly the regional banks.
Well, I was going to ask if the regional bank crisis is over, because I see regional bank stocks, generally speaking...
No. Hey, guys, speaking of which, everything should correlate so you understand that the people that have been making all these bad loans is not just going to ease up. Their money's tied up in bad plays. I don't think people understand the amount of money that's even tied up into these retail meme stocks that they've been highly fraudulently shorting, right? Speaking of which is how we're going to tap into Boston. Like I said, let's finish
stabilizing and going
put my
up.
foot on his neck.
But you think we're getting in for another round of trouble later?
Well, the basic problem in the regional bank stocks has not gone away, right? So they've had a massive inflow of deposits. They invested that in U.S. securities, in U.S. treasuries and mortgage-backed securities and loans. The value of that has gone down as interest rates have gone up. There's a big hole in their balance sheet. And that would only be addressed by the Fed now really aggressively dropping interest rates again, which I don't think they're going to do.
Wow, this is full of good stuff here. Okay, Octavio, Steve Cohen, very wealthy guy in New York, he's bullish on the markets because of artificial intelligence. Does AI...
Hello, hey guys, listen. Speaking off of that, Tesla team is up. Tech is up as usual, guys. Listen, the greatest generational wealth transfers occurring right now. If you have all your eggs in one basket, you're going to learn a lesson I learned coming in. How about you just take lessons here? This is not financial advice, just telling you from what I learned from my experience being in the market. One, you need to have your long-term portfolio, which is your set it and forget it, and then you have your gambling portfolio for your swing trades, momentum trades, AMC, 10 to 20% of your portfolio, the rest over here. You need to be building off of VTI, have you a VTI or ETF, and then have you some high price and powers companies. I'm a massive fan of Tesla, massive fan of NVIDIA, but the time is now to be purchasing those stocks like Tesla, NVIDIA, Microsoft, Apple, Amazon's a good one, but I'm waiting for retail because there's a bubble. Even the bubble hasn't popped on the commercial housing or housing markets, but when that happens, I'm gonna go pick those up. But as of right now, I know that the steamrolling thing is gonna pioneer through is the tech sector because it's already been levied and boomed. More or less, they're coming out with more and more things. Elon Musk coming out with the Model 2, I believe, which is going to be it's going to be cheaper than buying a Camry, a Toyota Camry, right? To bring you onto the grid, you've got to watch out. This AI thing is not going away, and it is a massive push. I don't care what anybody thinks. You're missing out on opportunity of the greatest generational wealth transfer. You're not scooping these stocks up on the low. It's time to be dollar cost averaging. I'm telling you, we up right now on Tesla.
Counter some of your arguments about where the market's going.
I'm bullish on Tesla.
I hate to be really negative on another point on that, but we see these waves of enthusiasm coming
XRP,
for AI.
H-bar.
I've been following that. I even worked in the space for way back when I was a research assistant at MIT. Worked on the topic of AI 30 years ago.
Really?
So yes. So I'm very familiar.
Hello, Microsoft, Nvidia. Come on now.
But there's all these waves of enthusiasm for AI that seem to return every 5 to 10 years. There's a big burst in it, and people get very excited and say everything's going to change. And then you sort of start to get a bit more realistic about it and say, well, yes, it helps a bit in certain areas for certain kinds of problems, but not everything. It's not going to revolutionize the world.
I don't agree with that at all. How about we go back 20 years ago for Microsoft price? That revolutionized. Well, just because you become used to tech, AI is going to change. Guys, I was at a gas station. I recorded that on my Instagram. The gas station had 2 people in it, and there was a whole Pizza Hut in there. There was self-checkout inside the place. It was something she had to override. She'd walk over, but she's just back there stocking the shelves. The pizza lady is making the pizzas, and you self-checkout over there. It was a map code. I said, oh, hell. This is coming quickly. And for you to not think that AI is revolutionizing, it is. I mean, that's nonsensical. It's downsizing the amount and the effort that's required.
Well, I don't
know. That's what we're constantly told.
When they invented the pocket calculator, those people who did additions and subtractions weren't out of work suddenly. It didn't fundamentally change their work, right? They were still doing additions and subtractions. They just did it on pocket calculator. I see AI the same way.
That changed their work. I bet they got a lot more done.
Help in certain areas, but not universally. It's not going to change everything.
Help me pass college.
Octavio, thank you very much for being here. I'm sorry you had to sit by with an American rant in full swing over here, but I think you rather enjoyed it.
I fully enjoyed it, and thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Hey, that's pretty. I don't know why you got so excited for that. Hey, but nonetheless, guys, just double tapping it. So this is what I want to talk to you. Before we get down to the facts, man, I just want to come talk to you. This is what you call a fudster, okay? Listen, dude's name is Boston617. He said, I'm still repeating last year's dream. Shorts covering FTD, letter to Adam, letter to the judge. Citadel is in trouble. This is so funny to watch. But man, please keep the lie alive. Do this every day, and I hope you keep it up when the stock crashes. Please talk about AMC for the next 5 years. Hey, there's 2 type of people I cannot stand. 1, I can't stand a complainer, and then 2, I can't stand no, I'm just playing. I can't stand someone who just because they got hit. Right, they got punched in their face, they cower down, and then they start trying to run everybody else because they got scared and got shuffled out of their position. Hey, boss, let's just tap in. Of course, you know how to get back in the store, but they never respond back to these things. You got something to come and say, but you have nothing to respond to. Nobody even cares what you're saying. If you're going to come in here and have a disagreement, we're fine with that, but have a disagreement with some facts behind it. But nonetheless, I said, great. You done being overly emotional, worrying about everybody else's trades? Yeah, same as last year, like the stock didn't pop last year too. Or you forgot about the run from 10 to 30 along with BBBY. It's funny, like he acts like 8 didn't happen. Like they didn't have to make that happen. But hey, nonetheless, how does it feel being pathetic? You're the type of person that likes to act as the stock didn't run at $74. Like it's not literally being held down and suppressed by nothing more than fraud. No one wants you here. You quit out, that's fine. But what's the point of even coming over and leaving a comment? Go do what the rest of you losers do. We're making trades over here. Win, lose, or draw would never be someone like you. Lost a little bit of your money, and now you're just going to bring negativity to everyone else's channel. How about you how about this? You go make a YouTube, and let's see who will come and even give you the time of day. I'm mostly spitting based off of no facts. I said, go back to Twitter, where your brethren are. Jesus, man. Hey, listen. This is nonsensical. First off, we are trading. You win some, you lose some. If you had a long-term portfolio holding some Tesla, you wouldn't even be worried about it. If you haven't over-leveraged, you wouldn't be pissed off and spited like this. But nonetheless, guys, let's go back in the fact of what we do over here, which is not talking mostly, we talk on facts. Each video is facts. We're shooting out facts. Like the fact. Let's hit a fact. Fact. All right, coming in. Fact. This is called barcoding. Fact. This is what it looks like when the stock is not under suppression and has its own has actual price movement. You'll see that these bars are actually filling out, right, and climbing. And then it was about to snatch out, and what they have to do. 12 o'clock like they have to do every single day. Soon as you have your sell-off in the morning, which is just accompanied by some day trader and then pushing down, plus all the synthetics they're creating. You have the actual price movement of steam being let off, right? Then they cut the algo back on. You see this right here, boss? And it's called barcoding. This is not real price movement, right? That's called an algo suppressing that. This isn't real. You don't get candles like this. What is this? But nonetheless, we can bring that a little bit further. How can we bring that further, you ask? Days to cover, 11.02. Days to cover and failed to delivers, all right? This occurs when you don't have the money to cover what's going on, right? You can't cover the asset, right? So now the days to cover is expending, right? Short interest volume is showing 59%, but when we pull over the AMC Stock tracker, would you look at that? On Friday, magically they had 1 million some shares, but here we are. They come over the weekend, which of course market's supposed to be closed. We can't trade, but magically shares are disappearing, right? Being utilized. But we come over, and now it's at 100,000 from the millions they just had. Let's come on down. Wait a minute. 63% of the volume or what's occurring on dark pool. Who knows how much is occurring on? Probably 99% since nobody's buying or selling. How do we know that? Another fact. In the last 7 months, there's been less than 100 million shares sold of AMC, which means that nobody's even selling. Nobody's even selling. That's almost somewhere around 50 million shares a month. That there's less than that being sold. Now, that's ironic. I'm going to double tap you in. That's ironic to say that there's less than 15 million shares being sold, but here we are on our failed to delivers, which is skyrocketing. You should have heard about this, right? Which is the same thing I correlated in the video before last time where I said it don't really take too much to understand what's going on with things. Now, if you're going to be emotionally battered to where you believe that for a month or so that the stock can sit at $5 while it's being shorted and it's not going anywhere, they're blowing 40, 50 million shares of failed to delivers. Let's look at it. What was this? On the 9th, 18 million failed. On the 10th, and these are the closeout days. These days they were supposed to have paid. 17 million on the 10th, 6 million on the 11th, another 6 million on the 15th, 4 million, or we're rounding up, of course, on the 16th, 4 million on the 17th, 3 million on the 18th, 19th, 734,000, 1.3 million on the 22nd. Which is the day. Tomorrow will be another 1.5 million shares. Hey, brother, I don't know if you quite understand, but the fact of the matter is that they're having to fake and make synthetics. We aren't wrong. We beat them each and every single way. We're here because we're trying to get the money that we're owed, right? And again, I'm not even bound to the play. I'll get in and get out as I please. That's one thing I learned as I recalibrated my account, which is why I say your long term is what you hold. These are trades for me. But the fact of the matter is that I'm seeing this through because the case still stands. Yeah, they're cheating their pants off. We're not wrong. We didn't make stupid decisions. No, we beat the Smiths at them. And because they're market makers, they're like Monopoly being the banker and playing the game too, which you can't even do it in a simple game like Monopoly. So it's funny how we're able to do in the stock market. That doesn't make us wrong. It means that they have to cheat. That makes us right, you goofball. But let's double tap in here just so I can kind of show you a little further in here. And guys, sorry for the hostility, but I just can't stand when somebody just comes in and try to make it seem like we're stupid because we're trading. Hey, brother, just because you got beat up and you don't know how to trade, don't come over here with us. Don't. You can go do, you sold out. Go do whatever y'all want to do. But it's funny how you're all busted in and worried about everything AMC's doing, but you sold out. Hey, it's all right, brother. Go put your $500,000 in the play and jump back in. and join the retail family and stop being a naysayer that has nothing to do. What have you been doing the last year, the last 2 years? Obviously not enough to get you off of these channels. But nonetheless, guys, just more fact to the matter, right? On our previous run, we ran at $70, right? It was really 74. But there was about between 5 million to 15 million failed to delivers in that run-up. Guys, and the price ran at 74. Make it make sense to how I could possibly holding the same $5 price point, same $5 range, right? While failed delivers are busting up to 18 million in a day, 17 million. This number alone was what sent aiming to 74 last time, and we're doing this on a day-to-day. Hey, Boston, you seem like you're good with math, psych, but hey, add these number ups and tell me where these shares are and how the price would be still sitting here at the same range. You're the type of person to believe that they're blowing hundreds of millions of dollars, right, just to keep the price where it's at, with a max paying at $6, and you think that they're winning. Hey, I can't make you get that, brother. But what I can tell you is to stay up off my channel with the nonsense. It's not that you can't disagree, but you got to come with some facts. So we're not doing the emotional thing. I don't want no emotional people over here. That emotional thing, we'll save that. Y'all rode that boat with Trey's trade. Where's he at? Oh wait, yeah, he's gone. So again, talking about I hope you're here when the stock crashes. It did crash. I was here the whole time from when it ran from here. This price point last time to when it spiked up to $70 to where we're at here now. So, hey, brother, just because you don't have the test ticket fortitude or your account's not balanced or you aren't able to go and hustle and bustle to get enough money to make up. Hey, this is what the stock market's about. It's called learning lessons. We're trading. You win some, you lose some, goofball. You win some, you lose some. But you might want to check in on yourself to be the type of person where you quit up, and then to be the type of person where you quit and you run around trying to FUD everybody else's stuff. Hey, we're running by facts. We're not making this up. This isn't us. This is the facts of the matter. 2 and 2 equals what? 4 over here. So if it starts to equal 9 and -8, hey, I'm just like, hey, I'm sitting down to see it through. Because there's no way that it could have done this with a fraction of the failed delivers, and now it's holding this pattern here. And we're clearly seeing, I mean, this is barcoding. You can clearly see it. They're so desperate, they can't even fake it. They turned the algo off for a second, and she wants to leech up. She pulled up from 5 to 520, which they have been blowing hundreds of $millions of holding their range just like that. And you're the goofball to come in and tell me that we seem crazy? No, hey, brother, you seem a little crazy, man. You seem a little crazy. But nonetheless, I think that, let me see here. We got that. We covered that. Bingo, bozo, baza, bling. Hey, listen, guys, the time is now. This is the greatest generational wealth transfer. Obviously, like I said, this is not an AMC channel. This is a retail investment channel. It just so happens that this is what we started off with. But I do multiple trades all the time. I was in I'm in bot right now, day trade. Let me see what it's called. This is what we was doing today. So like I said, don't worry, family. Trust and believe we're going to get some money put in pockets. No financial advice. But I'm going to bring y'all along the journey. And that's, one, because I love our sport. But two, because retail, this is such a great opportunity. I love the stock market. Obviously, it's a fraudulent thing. But if you make your maneuvers, you know what's going on with. There's a lot of money to be made. You talking about squeezes. This happen every single day. Look down here. Does anybody got a dollar to invest to make a high point of today? And this was in the day, $4.50. I'm still in. I bought in down here at the beginning in pre-market. Hey, this is a day-to-day transaction, but that's in my gambling portfolio. There's number $200 in that. You understand? My long-term is sitting over here with things like this. Tesla, XRP, NVIDIA, Microsoft, Apple. The time is now. We're under the greatest generational wealth transfer ever. I keep telling y'all, we have the burden of the debts and all this stuff, which, crazy enough, which I still don't think they will, but they might let that default happen just so they can make the other political party look, bad. Republicans want the Democrats to look bad, vice versa. Or Democrats might want the Republicans to come into some bad because they know somebody might be coming to presidency. I'm neither left or right. I'm independent. I'm a capitalist. I learned that lesson over the last 2 years. I'm not voting for none of them. You put money in my pocket, that's who I care about. But the transfer is now, guys. Don't let that fear stop you from buying and holding certain assets. The time is now. Go in that description. Get you a Ballot wallet. There's no excuse. I got a 5% discount on Ballot wallet. Go in the description. It's $35. Start your crypto journey now. And I love the Ballot wallet because it's a physical storage. So it's like, until I put, and I haven't even brought mine online. I'm transferring this all on the phone. I can see my assets, but until I put my pass key and my address together to withdraw, it's offline. So it's just a physical wallet stored away. And that's what I like is metal, right? And then I've got a Ledger Nano X, right? And I haven't actually unraveled that yet because I'm going to use my Ledger Nano X, I think, for when I start loading my Bitcoin up in there, which I think I'm going to start picking up on that. But I've been heavily picking up on my XRP right now, my H-bar right now, just because of the price. I know that's the next Bitcoin to come, right? That is what I'm loading up on. But my Ledger Nano X was going to hold my Bitcoin on it. But the time is now to be filling in that stuff. Go up under my crypto playlist and learn. I use Uphold if you want to see how you transfer, how I buy, how to transfer from Uphold to your crypto storage. I got a video up for that. Give that some love. I got a video talking about what XRP is. If you don't know, all up under the same thing. It's about 3 videos in a playlist called the Crypto Something. But guys, the time is now. This is the same thing that happened when the Model T Ford came out, when people were on horse and wagon. Oh no, I wouldn't do that. When Microsoft came out, when the internet came out, people were scared. Oh no, it's not gonna. Look at how big money's moving. Tesla is gonna. Kathy Woods put a $2,500 price rejection on this. The next 10 years is going to be ratifying for tech. This is going to change the game. And for y'all to be missing out on these companies, you could have been buying these at one. Look at this. You could have got you a scoop down here at 161. You could have got you a scoop down here at 151. But like I said, don't be fooled. It's the fool's errand. Just like I pulled on that chart last time. We go on that daily. What did you have? Tesla at, well, they actually did the stock split, so it's not going to show the proper price. But Tesla was at, this was actually, I think, 2,500 and 1,000. Now it's showing a different thing. Let me see actually if it'll pull up here. 340. This was actually at 1,000. You see up here. Let me see here. If I can get it to pull up. How do I get this clear? Maybe it will show it. Nope, it's not going to show it. The stock split price, we were showing a different price off. But Tesla, I think last year around October was at like 900,000. They stock split it, brought it down to 200. You got 4 for 1, or it's 200, 250, which is how it's at 180 now. Prior to that, it ran up to 15 or 2,000. They stock split to 500. You got 5 for every 5 you got, or for every 1 you got 500. Guys, this stock has been running and ripping its pants off. You need to jump into this. This is what real generational wealth looks like. Don't miss out on these opportunities of catching this cash because you aren't progressing as a retail investor or as an investor in general. We are hedgers. Don't miss out on this. You see this on a day-to-day basis. I'm going to say it again. Tesla, NVIDIA, Apple, XRP, H-bar, Bitcoin, Ethereum. Who am I leaving off? Amazon's a good one, like I said. I already probably said it, but I'm waiting for retail. I'm waiting for all that to sell down, and I'm going to come in and catch in some Amazon as well. But I'll tell you one thing. I noticed high price and power. I know AI is coming. I know that's the thing of the future. And I'm not going to just buy specific in AI. I want the overview of it. I want the creator of the chips, which is not only just AI. That's the same thing they need for electric cars and all the cars, semiconductor chips now while there's a recession with cars. NVIDIA. And then I want to go into Microsoft where it's like, hey, I want exposure to tech. I want exposure to computers. I want exposure to Apple. Guess what? You're going to buy the Apple phone. I want exposure to all of that because that's what's going to be the levies of things to come. Don't miss out on the people. But like I say, much love. Thanks for all support, baby. Hey, y'all know I love y'all. We holding down. We keeping this rolling. We keeping this bolster. We got a lot of money to make. We just moving in to close out this chapter of this book to move on to the next one, baby. Hey, y'all, as we always say, and y'all already know what's coming on. Hold up. Yes, sir.